So Gary Gensler is back on the scene and he's taking his attack on crypto nationwide. Yesterday, there was an announcement that he's suing Binance. Today, there was an announcement that he's suing Coinbase. Let's listen into this video before we get to the charts. In this video, to summarize a little bit, he says it takes time to build a case. We do things by the book. Exchanges are commingling a number of functions. Platforms offer a web of deceptions. The public will be angst if they found out that the NYSE was also running a hedge fund. One sector running around like the Wild West undermines trust in all U.S. capital markets. Binance sister organizations boosted volumes and corrupted the markets. With that said, let's get into the video before we get into the charts to see where Bitcoin in particular is at, Coinbase, and Binance.
Gary Gensler joins us this morning in a first on CNBC interview. Chair Gensler, it's great to have you back. Welcome.
It's good to be with you, sir.
We've had you on several times, and we've tried to get from you a sense of timing when there would be more clarity regarding this space. It feels like now's that moment.
Look, I think there's been clarity for years. The investing public has the benefit of the U.S. securities laws. Crypto should be no different. And these platforms, these intermediaries need to come into compliance and protect the investing public.
Which of the cases we're talking about, do you want to take them one by one? Which is more important in your view?
You're leading this interview. I'm going to follow you where you are. But let me just say this to the investing public. These trading platforms, they call themselves exchanges, are commingling a number of functions, which in traditional finance, we don't see the New York Stock Exchange also operating a hedge fund, making markets, and as we alleged in Binance, having a sister organization, flooding the platform with transactions called wash trading, and the lack of controls on the platforms is really a web of deception and conflicts, along with a control person, Mr. Zhao, trying to evade U.S. law.
And given the timeline we're talking about, what do you say to viewers who wonder why enforcement has taken arguably at least several years, so long?
Look, it takes time. We do things by the book. That's what the American public would want us to do. We follow the facts and the law. And I couldn't be more proud of the investigative teams at the SEC working together with colleagues in our various divisions of trading and markets, our general counsel's office, 5 commissioners. But it's a lot of is a gumshoe, walk in the beat investigation to build a case like what you've seen alleged in a 136-page complaint.
Mr. Chairman, a lot of it is hard to understand. For instance, in the Binance complaint, you say, Mr. Chairman, I need to know this. The SEC's Binance complaint also seeks emergency relief, like an asset freeze, expedited discovery, and even the appointment of a receiver. Are there more pleadings coming? Because if you do this, that's the end of Binance.
Look, we have concerns, and I think the investing public should be aware of putting their hard-earned assets onto these platforms. But we have concerns when a platform like this puts themselves out to the public, is consciously trying to evade U.S. law and customer funds. You didn't even know who was custodying them. Was it custodied here in the U.S. on the U.S. platform? Was it custodied overseas? Or were some of your funds in crypto possibly moved to affiliates? There are a number of affiliates named in this called Merit Peak and Sigma Chain. It's fundamentally a lack of controls, deception, conflicts. And yes, we're going to do that which we can in front of the courts and make, to the extent we can, the facts known and the public protected.
Right, when I read your Binance, I cannot understand how anyone can assign a value to crypto. It seems entirely predicated on the greater fool theory. Do you disagree?
Look, we as an agency are meant to be merit neutral, Jim. There's a lot of question. There's 10 to 20,000 tokens. Actually, in the Coinbase complaint, we note that they have, through the Coinbase wallet, you can trade 16,000 different tokens. And there's a lot of debate as to the use cases and whether there's any there. Look, we don't need more digital currency. We already have digital currency. It's called the US dollar. It's called the euro. It's called the yen. They're all digital right now. We already have digital investments. And you have entrepreneurs representing digital investments on this program all day long. And it's whether it's the big tech companies, the automobile companies, you name it. It's all digital right now, the investing world. So what is the real underlying value of these tokens? And that's why you need full, fair, and truthful disclosures. And that's the regime the securities laws was set up. When there's a group of entrepreneurs, those entrepreneurs should be able to put their case in front of the investing public in what's called a filing. That's kind of the bedrock of what President Roosevelt and Congress worked on 90 years ago.
Chair Gensler, it's David. Can you characterize at all what, if any, I would assume there have been many conversations through time with Coinbase, between the SEC and Coinbase. Can you characterize, did you ever get close? Have you ever sort of gotten close to getting them to accede to your wishes? I would assume, obviously, given the complaint, they didn't quite get there. But can you give our viewers any sense as to what's happened to get to this point?
Look, I'm not going to go into any one set of conversations between the agency and a company, but we've had discussions with literally dozens of crypto incumbents, including the ones that you just mentioned. And what we find is this is a field that's built. The whole business model is built on non-compliance with the U.S. securities laws. And we're asking them to come into compliance, and they're going a bit of catch us if you can. That's a sort of generalization. And they're commingling various functions that traditional finance we don't allow. I mean, the public would be aghast if they thought the New York Stock Exchange was also running a hedge fund trading against them, or allowing wash trading, or lacked controls to protect against fraud and manipulation on the platform. And so the conversations have been constructive, but it's also about them bringing a business model into compliance. We have had success. There is, even in the last 2 weeks, an entity filed as a crypto entity filed as what's called a special purpose broker dealer and got registered that way. We've had successes with tokens, but now it's about these crypto exchanges in the middle of the market where, frankly, the public should really be careful.
There's a wide variety.
All right, so obviously on the news, we've seen a sell-off in the crypto space. Let's go to Coinbase. We can see that price has dipped into this daily buyers level, not once, not twice, but 3 times. We have buyers at the $50 level defending this level. However, I don't know how long they can hold up price. If we get a breach of the daily buyers level at 50, look for price to continue to move down. Look for the next level of at least price pausing. It's going to be at the $36, $35 level. If we go to Binance, we can see price breached this weekly uptrend line. We can see on the announcement yesterday, price plunged roughly $25, $30. Best levels to go long are roughly $20 lower at the daily bias level at 260. If we go to Bitcoin, we're going to see price also plunged yesterday, but it's somewhat recovering. We have, let's scroll out to the weekly chart. We can see price breached the 26,000 level. However, we have resistance, which is now serving as support at the 25K level. So for now, 25K level is the line in the sand. However, prices are making lower highs on the weekly chart. Today is Tuesday. Let's see how the rest of the week pans out. However, I believe Gary's going to go on other news channels to spread the FUD. Any FUD, however, can be a buying opportunity depending on your time horizon. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Please like the video.